Alright, so welcome back to TussleMania, and we're looking at another Nintendo 64 wrestling game here, probably one of the most celebrated, which is Wrestlemania 2000, and we're looking at the main menu here, and we definitely got a little bit of a selection. We got King of the Ring, Road to WrestleMania. We can go to the edit mode and kind of take a look at the roster. You know, you get your Steve Austin, your Rock, Triple H, those kind of guys. Your Kane, your Chris Jericho, who managed to make it into both WCW and WWE. Mr. Ass, of course. How can anyone forget Billy Gunn, who recently got fired? You get your Godfather, your Jeff Jarrett, you know, a guy who goes on to find TNA. Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, of course. No Dudley Boys, a little before their time. Steve Blackman, I always forget about. Yeah, so there's a pretty decent roster from that era. You definitely get your Michael Hayes, Joe Briscoe, Pat Patterson. That's always kind of a nice one. And then you can get your edited characters, which I've gone ahead and made me. So, got my own characters. So why don't we just go ahead and take a look at some of the modes here. You can do the pay-per-view mode where you can create your own pay-per-view and just kind of set some matches and play through it. The Road to WrestleMania, which is kind of the story mode, which I'm not really going to take a look at, but... And let's just jump into an exhibition, and why don't we just get it out of the way and just go to WrestleMania. Alright, there's some belts there. I could select the belt and have it be a title match, which I already got a champion here, The Rock. So why don't I pick my character, and then we'll face The Rock for that belt. So we'll get a look at the entrances here, which this was one of... Like the WCW NWO Revenge, you get the full entrances here, but this time they actually had the licensed music from the WWE, or sorry, WWF at the time. So yeah, here's my character's entrance. I got the Raw is War theme with the Hardy Boys video. I think it's the Hardy Boys entrance too, which is pretty basic. Not all the entrances directly mirrored the characters. Some of them were kind of generic. Like the Hardy Boys are still pretty new at this time, so. Alright, so now we're going to get the Rock's entrance. Always a great one.
You smell what the Rock is.
Oh, I smell it, Rock. And he doesn't even wear the belt. The belts of No Mercy became a little better, where people would actually wear them out to the ring. They don't really mean anything in this game. Like, you create your own belt, you even pick what you want to call it and which belt you want to use, so it's all kind of custom. It's more of just like a fun competition thing between friends, I guess. Like, how he's got that frozen eyebrow on that face. Alright, so WrestleMania 2000 is definitely one of the most popular wrestling games and still holds up to this day. There are very few wrestling games that just mirror this kind of action, and the only ones that do are the ones that are made on the same Aki engine by the same people. It's like the WCW NWO Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, and the Virtual Pro Wrestling from Japan, which I might take a look at if I can navigate the Japanese menus. So yeah, again, reversing is always very specific, and I'm not very good at it yet, so. But you've already seen me take a look at WCW NWO Revenge, and it's pretty much the same thing as far as control-wise. Your light and strong attacks, your light and strong grapples, and the same kind of spirit system that carries over in all of these games. But I definitely feel this is the game that people come back to the most, and just there's something about this one. Like, technically No Mercy is a better game, but this one just holds more novelty with fans. I'm going for a top rope move. Just a straight up swanton into the face. Yeah, definitely taking care of business here. Yeah, this is a game that really meant a lot to me as a kid. I guess not even as a kid, I was in like middle school, but I would come home from school and go to my best friend's house, who was a big wrestling fan for me. I was a WCW fan, he was a WWF fan, and he owned a Nintendo 64 and I didn't, and he had WrestleMania 2000, and we would just play every day after school, just creating characters. Like, we would create ourselves and all of our friends in the game, and like people we knew, like just losing ourselves to the create a wrestler for hours and hours. Yeah, so nailed my finishers on the Rock here. I was getting up so I can at least get one more in there. Alright, so hit all my finishers. He should be good to pin. Alright, so that's the first match. We're definitely going to play another match, I mean, obviously. Oh, just watch me take him down in a replay. Bam. The Rock is easily my favorite character to play as in the game. So yeah, now I've won the belt. So they want me to enter my name, and I can actually enter the correct date, because I don't bother really doing that. And this will actually be the date that I'm recording this on, so it's not going to be completely accurate to the date you're watching this, but... Alright, so now what do I want to look at? Let me jump in the edit, and I can show you a little bit of that. I can edit one of my other appearances. Every wrestler gets like 4 different appearances, and here you can see where I select my name and my music and stuff like that. Go over my appearance, which is pretty basic stuff. Like, everything's just... sorry, it's kind of freezing up a little bit here. You can basically only pick different parts of other wrestlers, and it's just kind of like a mix and match thing with adjusting colors. So yeah, right there, it can give me some track pants. So that's pretty standard. Anybody can wear track pants, and the vest isn't gonna work. So kind of give you my street clothes. Find like a t-shirt or something here. A Gangrel shirt with flares, not too bad. Oh, there we go. Just like a standard t-shirt, and make it red instead of black. Too much black. So yeah, and there's... I might as well take off the gloves. He's not going to wear tape out on the streets. Alright. And so that's... Now I got my 2 outfits. I got my street clothes and I got my regular clothes. And we can look at the moves. So you can kind of get different options and different positions and where you'll do your moves. You can watch a little preview of them. You can pick a different one. Sweet missile dropkick. It's actually not bad. Ugh, this is kind of taking down my system here a little bit. Too much processing. Alright, so that's pretty much editing a character. It's pretty basic stuff, but still enough to get lost in. So why don't we go play another match? No reason why we can't do one more. This time we'll head over to Raw. Non-title. So who do I want to play as? Do Triple H and Steve Austin. Alright, sounds good. And I don't think we really need to watch the entrances, do we? I do like Triple H's old music, though. You really don't hear very often anymore. Alright. So we got some of the biggest wrestlers of the generation, and obviously Triple H still pretty big. Even though he is mostly just an on-screen heel. Alright, I'm gonna probably make short work of some Stone Cold here. God, just the engine is so tight on these games, and especially when you get a friend who's like just as good as you are, it really adds up to just some like amazing matches. And honestly, I've had more exciting matches on these Aki games than I have in like any other WWE game. Like, yeah, there are some other great WWE games. The first SmackDown game is one of my favorite. I like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. It's probably one of my all-time favorite wrestling games of like that era. That one actually is still pretty good compared to wrestling games nowadays. Like, I would probably rather play Here Comes the Pain than WWE 2K16. Although I do like 2K16 quite a bit. And I'm trying to find a weapon, but there's nothing there. Left myself open for Steve Austin. Ooh, barely got him with that low blow. I'm just ready to put the pedigree on a mofo. And so I'm actually recording this the night after the Rumble, and Triple H is now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which is kind of exciting. I'm definitely in the camp of I was waiting to see that happen, just because why the fuck not? It's so ridiculous, and now he's going to be the ultimate heel going into WrestleMania. But I mean, obviously the appearance of AJ Styles was the big, amazing part of that Rumble, and he's my all-time favorite wrestler, so... Well, not all-time. All-time favorite wrestler is Sting. He is my favorite wrestler, like, currently actively wrestling on a regular basis. I think he is literally the best in the world, and can't wait to see what he does in WWE. So I'm kind of just destroying Stone Cold here. Yeah, WrestleMania 2000 is definitely one of those games you could throw in at any time, just like these Aki games. If you've ever played them before, you definitely just fall right back into the routine, and if you haven't played them before, they're super easy to get into, and God, I just love the sound of, like, the ring in these games. I said it in the WCW video, but it's even more true in this one. Alright, so let's bring him in here and get the pedigree on him. Ooh, you down, Steve. Alright, so that was a pretty quick one. And yeah, there's WrestleMania 2000, and keep checking back. We're going to have more TussleMania leading up to WrestleMania. Hope you've been enjoying so far, and be sure to rate and subscribe and all that fun stuff, but thanks for watching.